What's up? It's Chris, and today we're going to talk about why shaming yourself actually makes you more likely to make similar mistakes again. So, the common belief in our culture, in our society, is that when someone makes a mistake, we need to shame them because they did something bad and they need to know it. And if they feel that pain of being shamed, then they're not going to do it again. But look at society and look at your own life. For things that you've been shamed for, does that make you just snap out of it like, oh, I did something wrong? Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to do that. I didn't know. I didn't realize that I wasn't supposed to do this bad thing. No, most of the time we understand that the thing we're doing is wrong and we still continue to do it because there's this neurotic urge that pulls us towards it. So, a good example of this is addiction. So think about addiction. Think about somebody that's addicted to alcohol or cigarettes or any drug for that sort, even marijuana. Whatever they're addicted to, what's going on is they know that they should quit, but they keep going back to it. So does telling them that it's bad or making them feel bad for doing it actually increase the likelihood that they're going to stop? Or do they already feel bad about doing it? So why does it help to make them feel worse about doing it? So now let's get into the energetic and spiritual reason why shaming somebody or shaming yourself is actually not going to help at all and actually make it more likely for them to do the thing. It's because we are not logical beings. We don't just operate on classical conditioning, going towards pleasure and away from pain, because pain and pleasure are a lot more complex than we like to think about it. Sometimes shame is actually our comfort zone, and actually feeling good about ourselves is actually painful in a way because it goes so far against our identity. So we can't really use this model of pain and pleasure to understand this because pain and pleasure are too complex. We don't actually understand what is comforting to someone, even though they might think it's painful, and what is actually painful to somebody, and they actually think, oh, this is comfortable. So the reason for this is we are energetic beings, and we create our reality based on the energy that we put out through our thoughts, words, and actions. So when we start shaming ourselves, we are lowering our vibration and we are creating this reality that's very shame-based. So what's going to happen is when that next thing comes up, the next time we're offered a cigarette or the next time we're offered a drink or whatever your vice is, it could be unhealthy food, it could be anything like this, then that shameful energy is actually going to pull us to do it again because shame is our comfort zone. What's uncomfortable actually is self-acceptance for somebody that's in a lot of shame. So what the best thing to do for yourself is to actually start to accept your faults. Accept yourself. Give yourself love and acceptance when you make mistakes. And I want to clarify something. This does not mean saying, oh, that was awesome that I went and smoked a cigarette today. I'm so awesome. Everything's perfect. No, we recognize, we still bring awareness to the fact that we did something out of accordance with what we truly want in this life, but we don't add in the negative emotion. We don't have the shameful emotion attached to it. We just go, oh, I made that mistake again. It's okay that I made that mistake. I'm going to try my best from here on out to do better. And that will create this reality of acceptance and love. So then we'll be more likely to do things that create acceptance and love. So when somebody offers us that cigarette or that unhealthy food item, or we're around the person who we know we shouldn't be seeing, then we actually tend to be pulled towards things that would make us feel acceptance and love. For example, not eating the unhealthy food, not smoking the cigarette, or if the case is maybe about being lazy and not working out, then we'll choose to work out. Or maybe we'll choose to work hard on the project that we know we should be working on because our energy is pulling us in that direction, because that is the energy we are feeding ourselves from our thoughts. So our actions will follow from that energy. So remember, the big thing that people are getting wrong here is that they're misunderstanding shame. They think shame is a valid way of making them avoid something. But just take an honest look at your life and tell me, for things that you shame yourself for, do you ever just fully feel healthy about that thing? Or is there always this fight, this inner battle where it's like, oh, I want the chocolate cake right now. I want the cigarette right now. I want to stay home and do nothing right now. But I'm going to force myself because I don't want to be ashamed of myself. That's often the best case scenario of shame, is where people force themselves into the right action. But this is not sustainable. It's inner torture. You're being so mean to yourself, and there's this inner battle going on, and you're like squashing this other part of yourself that you're calling bad, and you're forcing yourself in the direction of what you think is the best thing that you can do. So what you have to understand is that's not the best thing that you can do for yourself. The best thing that you can do for yourself is actually getting into a state of deep acceptance and deep comfort with yourself when you are making mistakes, and be very compassionate towards yourself and say, you know what? It's absolutely okay that I make mistakes sometimes. I am a human. But what I need to do is give myself this acceptance. And when I tune into that vibration of acceptance, then it's going to be so much easier to take the right action. And instead of forcing yourself to take the right action, you will be pulled to take the right action. That's the magic of this. When you're shaming yourself into doing the right thing, you're constantly in an inner battle with yourself. You're in a constant inner battle that will never end. Maybe you'll win by just being in this constant state of what you think is right always wins the battle, but there's always going to be this pain within you. And you're never going to feel natural. You're never going to feel identified as this healthy, productive, or happy person. Whatever you're shaming yourself into and whatever you're shaming yourself away from, you're never going to truly feel identified with that new version of yourself, because there will always be this other side of you that's trying to pull you back to the dark side. And what I'm telling you is bringing acceptance and love actually turns all that darkness, alchemizes it, and transmutes it into positive energy. So you wholeheartedly are going in the direction of the thing that you know is best for you. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to be more accepting of yourself. This week, from here on out, I want you to focus on being deeply accepting of yourself when you're making mistakes. And understand that you're not condoning the mistakes. You're still aware that it's a mistake, but you don't shame yourself. You don't punish yourself. You don't beat yourself up for making it. You give yourself love and acceptance and say, I know that I can do better next time. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.